Good morning, ladies. Hi, Jannah. Hi, Marwa. Hi, May. How is everybody doing today? Is everybody ready?
Hi.
Hi. Is everybody ready for tomorrow? A little bit anxious, but also prepared.
Hi, Dana. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I said I need to interrupt early in the early session. I just want your help, Dana.
Okay.
Okay. It's not because out of commitment or something. However, just a second. I'm having everything is like open beside me. Um, Unfortunately, I'm facing this week very tough time. Okay, and I'm trying my best to be committed to the Zoom calls and to read. However, I didn't do my grocery shop yet,
Okay.
and I don't know even what to buy. The problem is I'm not having an attended mind at all because my son all of a sudden he got some medical condition which we are investigating for the past week,
Okay.
and we were supposed to travel yesterday. We postponed everything. So with all these things happening, rescheduling, attending the doctors and the investigations and all that things, I really can't focus on other stuff. You know what I mean? So I just need something. I need your help to let me know what should I buy today for the grocery for the coming 3 days.
All
That's
right.
all what I need.
All right.
Okay.
First of all, Alf salam ala your son.
Thank you so much. Dawat. Cool.
This is always a hard one for moms, and this is the one that even when you have got this way of eating down and it's your new way of eating and it's your new way of being, when something happens to our kids, it's out. Everything goes out the window. So I want to reassure you that it's natural for you to feel like this is the last thing you want to focus on. That's
It's not
absolutely
like that exactly. I really am trying.
fine.
Before I go to bed, I just try to read in the detox thing, but I fell asleep. Sometimes I can't continue it. So I'm really so sorry. I'm really so
Don't,
sorry.
no
I'm
need to
trying to commit.
apologize. No need to apologize at all. This is your safe space to come in and share when you have concerns and you have worries and things are happening in your life. So I always say if there is space for this in the middle of something bigger than you happening, then that means there's a reason for you to keep going. And you've shown me in what you've said in the past couple of minutes that there is still space for this in your life. So that's a great thing. So to simplify this in the middle of all of this stress, and mind you, it might feel like doing this in the middle of a stressful situation can potentially be an added source of stress. But actually, when you internally lower the stress inside your body, hopefully this is something that's going to be resolved for you and your son very quickly. But in general, when we're faced with stressful situations, when we're faced with just life that can be really stressful, we can't eliminate the sources of stress. But what we can do is create a very calm internal terrain that responds much more calmly to stressful situations and being able to help you make better decisions when you're faced with stress. So, inshallah, this is not going to last long and you won't have to apply your new stress-free terrain to this situation, but it's important to remember
Inshallah.
that. To help you with this specifically, generally, and this is advice for all of you ladies, those of you who, there might be other ladies who are also not ready for tomorrow. If you are not ready for tomorrow, don't panic and don't look at the whole of next week and think I have to be ready for all of these meals. Be ready just for tomorrow. So you want to look at your list and you know you have lemon water for breakfast plus celery juice plus your smoothie. Those are the ingredients you have to have for breakfast. Lunch and dinner, go to your clean eating guide and choose one recipe only. One of my favorites that I always choose is the green goddess salad. Choose the green goddess salad from the clean eating guide. Get enough ingredients to make it twice for lunch and dinner tomorrow, and then choose if you want to have a piece of chicken with it, a piece of fish with it, a piece of meat with it, and get 2 portions that you're just going to roast in the oven and that you can add to the salad. That's all that you need to do today. And I don't know if you do online shopping or not. If you don't, I highly recommend it for everybody. Saves you a lot of time, saves you, in that time you can be reading, you can be reviewing, you can be watching the Zoom class. Order it, have it come home today, prep it, and be ready for tomorrow. If that's what you need to do for some of you is literally be just 1 day ahead of the plan, then be just 1 day ahead of the plan. Not everybody organizes the same way. Not everybody meal preps the same way. Not everybody grocery shops the same way. But if this is a way for you to start to get into the hang of it, especially when you're in the midst of something bigger going on in your life, then do it 1 day at a time.
Okay, so just to make things simpler for me, okay? Tomorrow the lemon water, I always take it, so this is in my routine anyways, no
Perfect.
problem.
Okay.
The celery juice, I'm thinking of just to go to one of these juice stores and I get it, like ready-made, so make things easier for me, for tomorrow at least.
Okay,
Is it
yes.
possible?
Yes.
And then
Just make sure that it's just celery juice and they haven't added anything else to it.
yes, I'll go to one of these healthy stores and I'll do it.
Okay.
The same with the smoothie. So I'm done with the breakfast tomorrow, right? Then
Yes.
the salads, it's okay. Then inshallah, I'll be done for tomorrow. That's
It's actually, now that as you're speaking, if you even just want to simplify even more and just make your own salad without following the recipe from the clean eating guide, if you just want to make your own huge green salad and you want to put all the ingredients you want to put in it and take a side of fish or beef or chicken, you can also do that.
done. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Please keep us posted on about your son, please.
Hopefully, inshallah, things will get better. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, inshallah. Okay.
All right,
Thank you
ladies. You're welcome. Okay, ladies. So you have your system, you have your plan, and even though it might look difficult, it might look difficult. The steps, the preparation, I have to stop eating this, I have to stop doing all this. It might seem difficult, and definitely you've all gone through the feelings of overwhelm. But if you just take a moment and think about it, what we're doing is actually very simple. Might not be easy, but it's simple. All we're doing is doing 2 things. We're getting rid of toxicity and replenishing deficiency. That's it. There's no gimmicks. There's no funny potions. There's no powders. There's no extra things you have to do. It's just eliminating something that's not working and then flooding the body with what it needs, which is basically, when you look at the shopping list, fruits, vegetables, and animal protein. So keep reminding yourself of this, that it might not be easy to get into the hang of it, to get into the new habit of it, but the actual process is very simple. It's not a complicated process. It is actually so simple that it's very often very difficult to convince people of it, because we've just been programmed to believe that in order to heal, you need to go to a doctor and you need to run tests and you need to maybe run more tests, and then you need to go and take a medication, and maybe you need a procedure, and then maybe it doesn't work out, so you need to go to another doctor and get another opinion and run more tests and do all these things for chronic illness, at least I'm talking, right? And so it can be very hard, and this is an unlearning point here. We're unlearning this. It can be challenging to suddenly let go of that belief that healing requires many steps and many things to do and many consultations, to just get rid of that and think, right, so all I need to do is stop eating the foods that create inflammation and flood my body with the foods that I've been deficient in. That's it. That's all you need to do. And the reason for that is because the body is self-healing. God has created us. You are, in case you haven't noticed, you are living in the most incredible machine of all time. Cannot be replicated. It cannot even be, they still haven't even begun to discover everything that the body can do. And one of the things that your body can do is it can heal itself. Of course, you're never going to hear about that because if a doctor tells you when it comes to chronic illness, right? And I'm talking about emergencies, I'm not talking about acute situations, I'm not talking about when you have serious trauma and you have to run to the emergency room. I'm talking about chronic illness, which is what all of you have here. When we're talking about chronic illness, the reason your body got to that state of being chronically ill is because of your lifestyle habits. What you eat, what you drink, what you put on your skin, how you sleep, if you move, if you don't move, if you're out in the sunlight, if you get sunshine or not, if you are, putting toxins in your body or not. The body, you didn't come to this world with defective spare parts. They begin to malfunction and it becomes chronic because of your daily habits. So it just makes sense that in order to reverse that, you just undo all of the habits that led up to that. And the body knows how to do this, but you have to give it the chance to do that. You have to give it the chance to self-heal. And we're never taught this because obviously, if the medical industry tells you, if you go to your doctor and you have diabetes or you have insomnia or you have even breast cancer, or you have any autoimmune, you have joint pain, you have acne, you have eczema, anything that's considered a chronic condition, if they tell you, right, just go back and take out the inflammatory foods and flood your body with the deficiencies, you're going to go home, you're going to do that, you're going to heal. Not much left for the medical industry to do. But instead, there's very much the disempowering narrative of, right, now your body's broken. There's nothing that you can do. The only solution that you have is to take a pill to just manage your symptoms. You can't reverse it. And that's what we've all been programmed to do. That's what we all grew up believing. But once you experience self-healing and once you see it proven over and over and over and over again, you can't deny it. Can't deny that if you simply reverse the habits that created the disease goes away. How can you disprove somebody's direct experience of self-healing? And how can you disprove it when thousands and thousands and thousands of people have done it? So when you start your detox tomorrow, you are going to experience, those of you who have never done this before, and definitely those of you who have done this before, you're going to experience it again. You're going to experience how the body self-heals, how the body starts to, once you stop giving it the inflammatory foods and the toxins, and you start giving it all the things it was deficient in, how it jump starts its own healing process. What's going to happen though is not this, all of a sudden you're going to feel amazing and all of a sudden you're going to feel energetic and all of a sudden you're going to feel symptom-free. There is a journey to this. There is a step-by-step process to this. The body does need to purge. You're going to stop the intake of inflammatory foods tomorrow. Those of you have started a little bit this week, but everybody tomorrow morning is not going to have coffee first thing. You're not going to have your bread or your cheese or your cereal or your oatmeal or your eggs. You're not going to have your pasta or your rice or your takeout. All of that stops tomorrow. And your body has been trying. Your body's always trying to self-heal, but it hasn't been able to because basically hasn't been able to filter out what's coming in fast enough for you to feel this effect. So you continuously feel unwell. Tomorrow, you're going to stop. And by stopping, you're going to give your body and your liver, more specifically, the opportunity to finally filter and release all the backed up toxins, all the pathogens, all the bacteria that have been stuck in your body, all the waste that has been stuck and keeping you ill. The body's always responding. Remember, your body's always responding to stimuli and it's always communicating with you. So when you do that, you're going to go through what we call the detox withdrawal symptoms, which are really just the body's natural healing mechanisms. So whether that starts for you tomorrow, some people it might start right away, some people might start Friday, might start Saturday, but everybody's going to go through some combination, variation, intensity of detox withdrawal symptoms. And those are two types of detox withdrawal symptoms. They can be physical and they can be emotional. The physical symptoms are very easy to recognize because obviously you're going to feel them in your body. Fatigue is one of the most common withdrawal symptoms. Feeling very sleepy more than usual is another symptom. Headaches is the other very, very common symptom. The majority of you here will experience all three of these in varying degrees: fatigue, sleepiness, and headaches. What can also happen to varying degrees as well: joint pain, itchiness, diarrhea or constipation, nausea, vomiting. So these are a little bit more on the extreme side. Not everybody will feel those, but they are very, very normal healing responses when the body is purging. You can also feel symptoms like flu symptoms. So you might get a fever, you might get a runny nose, you might get a cough. Anything you've ever experienced in the past as part of a cold and flu symptom can appear when you are detoxing. And the reason for that is, like I just said, the body is always self-healing. So at any point in the past, whenever you've had a cold or a flu, or anytime you thought you were sick, your body was actually getting rid of something that wasn't serving it. Anytime the body is showing you coughing, runny nose, fever, body aches, vomiting, diarrhea, all those symptoms that we've conditioned to believe are signs of the body breaking down, or they're signs that something is wrong with us, are actually healing signs. The body knows how to get rid of what's not serving it, whether we are triggering it on purpose with a detox to purge, or you're just going along your usual life, you're eating all the regular foods, and then periodically, every once in a while, you feel tired, or you get a bout of what's called flu or cold, and you need to rest, and you have a headache, and you have a runny nose, and you have a cough. Those are healing symptoms. Those are healing mechanisms. So then what do? What does modern medicine tell us to do every time we have a cough or a cold or a runny nose or a body aches? We take medicine. Medicine that suppresses those symptoms. What happens? You push the runny nose back down again. You suppress the cough, you lower the fever. And then what happens? A couple months later, you get the same symptoms all over again because the body wasn't able to complete the entire healing cycle. So what you're going to experience starting tomorrow is an intentional healing cycle. We are triggering it. It's not just the body doing what it needs to do on a regular basis without you feeling it. You are intentionally going to trigger that tomorrow. So when and if you feel any of the symptoms I've just mentioned, it doesn't mean that you're sick. It doesn't mean that the program is not working. It doesn't mean you need to run to the doctor. It doesn't mean you need to take a Tylenol or a Panadol or a flu stop or whatever those medications are. For the first time ever, when you experience these symptoms, you're going to allow your body to complete the arc of self-healing. And it always completes it. Always, no matter how bad you might end up feeling. This is a major, major unlearning point here, that symptoms that we have always been taught and we always associate with sickness are your body's natural healing mechanisms. And starting tomorrow, you are going to intentionally trigger your body to do that. The other symptoms that will come up are emotional detox symptoms. So the same way that our body stores toxins from what we eat and what we drink, the food, basically consumption toxins, you also hold toxins from your emotions that you don't process. Anything that you've suppressed, like anger or resentment or sadness or grief, irritability, anytime you've ever not spoken something you've wanted to speak and had to push it down, you might find that all of that starts to come out tomorrow, and it comes out in crying. You might find yourself just for no reason crying uncontrollably. You might find yourself irritable for no reason. You might find yourself lashing out in anger for no reason. That is exactly what is supposed to happen if you have those suppressed, unprocessed emotions. Emotions in and of themselves are not toxic. It's the way that we deal with them that can make them toxic or not. And suppressed emotions are just as toxic as the bread and the cheese and the caffeine and all of the foods that we're taking out. So you might find all of that flooding out in the next few days. None of it is a reason to worry. In fact, when you start to feel all of these symptoms, whether physical or emotional, start to come out, be thankful. It's going to be uncomfortable, but be thankful, because everything that's been inside you, that's been creating havoc inside you, that's been contributing to whatever illness or symptom that you have inside you, everything that's trapped will finally be released. And you can't heal. We can't get to the phase where the body starts to heal before it purges all of these things first. How long will this last? There's no way for me to tell you. Some of you will go through 3 days. Some of you might go through a whole week. Some of you might go through ups and downs where it's very mild, but then a month down the line, it might come back again. That's how the body heals. It heals in layers and it heals in phases, and it's always going a few steps forward and one step backward. This is empowering for you to know that at no point in time is this your body breaking down. This is your body working very, very hard for you to heal you. And it starts tomorrow. And this is why I do this over the weekend, so that you have time to stay home and to rest and to sleep in the first 3 days where it might be the most challenging. And I really, really do recommend you suspend all weekend activities, stay home, apologize from outings and family gatherings. You've done them. You've been doing them your entire life. If you take a break for a few days because you're honoring yourself and honoring the process, then you need to do that and take care of yourself as your body is working so hard to heal. I've mentioned in your emails to go ahead and purchase lavender oil, peppermint essential oil, and either castor oil or jojoba oil, because we're not going to use over-the-counter medications, because there's nothing wrong with you. And if you use over-the-counter medications, one, you're adding to the toxic load. They're very toxic. You're adding to the toxic load that we're trying to offload. And then two, you're going to just suppress a process. And instead of letting the body do what it needs to do and finish, you're going to suppress it, so then these symptoms will have to recur again. So the lavender oil, the peppermint oil, and you use it either with jojoba or castor oil, is the natural way for you to find relief as you're going through this process. We don't also need to suffer through it. Pour a little bit of either the castor oil or the jojoba oil in the palm of your hand, and then put a few, 3 or 4 drops of the lavender, 3 or 4 drops of the peppermint, mix them together, and you can use this for headaches on your forehead, back of your neck, throat, if you get a sore throat or a cough, chest, if you're coughing. You can use it on your joints. If any of your joints start to hurt, you can use it on your abdominal area if you start to feel queasiness or nauseous. And it's perfectly safe to keep using every few hours as needed. Use this as your relief if you need it in the next few days. And I can't stress this enough. Sleep when you need to sleep, rest when you want to sleep. And more than anything, keep reminding yourself of how brilliant your body is and that it's healing you, and that at no point in this process are any of these symptoms signs of being sick or breaking down or weakness. Any questions, ladies? Oh, let's see here, Jannah. It's funny when you say emotions, because coincidentally, I'm supposed to get my period in 2 days, so I think it will be doubled. It most probably will be doubled, Jannah. You know, get the tissue box, watch a weepy movie. If it helps to bring it all out, it's all good. Every single emotion is valid. Every single emotion serves a purpose. There's nothing wrong with feeling whatever it is you need to feel and releasing anything that might be suppressed. Amen. I know this comes later, but would you please take us through the facial cleaning routine briefly? This does come later. It's in the guide. It's in the detox guide. Basically, here's the thing. Let's keep it for later, because ladies, you've got enough on your plates right now. You really do. Let's not future trip. Let's not look to something else we need to do. I want you to focus on getting over your detox withdrawal symptoms starting tomorrow. I want you to get over those first 3 days, because Sunday you're going to go into a deep detox where the symptoms might even get more intense. You don't need to think about cleaning your skin right now. You don't need to think about anything to do with skincare or supplements or any of the things that are coming later. I've put them later for a reason, because I need your focus on healing right now. I need your focus on establishing your new routines, because tomorrow morning is going to be probably one of the most challenging days you're going to have, because tomorrow morning is going to be the first day that you don't do what you've been doing for the past months or your entire life. Tomorrow is going to be the first day where you wake up, and instead of going in your usual path of making coffee, you're going to go and you're going to squeeze your lemons and make lemon water and take out your blender and make your celery and make a smoothie. So tomorrow, instead of waking up and just grabbing a coffee and running off to work, you're not going to do that. You're going to wake up and take a moment and have your new morning routine. In the middle of the day, if you work, instead of sitting and maybe ordering takeout with your colleagues, you're going to have your salad that you brought from home with you. When you go home, instead of sitting and eating all maybe the traditional foods you usually make with your kids, you're going to have your own separate meal with you. So that takes mental focus. And your critter brain is going to come up with resistance. And then you never know what you're going to start hearing from people around you tomorrow, especially if you're not just at home and doing all of this at home. People are going to see you drinking your celery juice, drinking your smoothie, drinking an herbal tea instead of having a coffee, bringing your food to work instead of ordering. The curiosity is going to kick in starting tomorrow. So you need to be mentally focused for this. So this takes a lot of energy. So we want to preserve all of that energy. And when this phase is over, when you've gone over the detox withdrawal symptoms, when waking up and making your celery juice doesn't feel so foreign, then we can bring in the skin cleaning and talk about the supplements and do all of that. All right. Conserve your energy for the priorities of the next few days and the next week. Jenna, I usually have my lemon water by mixing the whole lemon with water. Is it better to squeeze the lemon or still fine to have it whole? No, squeeze it. You mean you just drop it in the water? Is that what you mean? Squeeze it. We want the juice. Squeeze the juice in there. In the mixer. Oh, no, that's okay. No, I thought you just sort of dropped it because I know sometimes people just slice a lemon and put it in the water. If you put it and you mix it, that's also okay. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Is everybody clear on the process for Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Morning routine, lemon water, celery smoothie. Choose 1 or 2 meals from the clean eating guide. Choose even one if that's going to make the process easier for you, and repeat it for lunch and dinner Thursday, Friday, Saturday with a portion of animal protein. And then Sunday is when we go into the deep detox. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Any type of apples, dates, apples. Any apple except I would stay away from the green apples. You want more of the red and yellow variety, but if you have green and you love green, that's not a big deal. But I would say the one kind of apple that absolutely to stay away from are the red, shiny American apples, because those are completely fake. Completely. Stay away from those. Otherwise, any kind of apple is perfect. And then dates, any kind of dates works. What's your favorite date? Go for that. I hate green, but there you go. So just choose usually there's the ones that are kind of like reddish yellow. Those are really great. I will be available this weekend because of the potential withdrawal symptoms, right? The potential for you to not feel well. There's no way for me to predict who's going to feel mild symptoms, who's going to feel more intense symptoms. So this weekend, I will be available for you to message me if you panic, because some of you might panic. Even though I've been telling you there's no reason to panic, that doesn't mean you won't panic. You can still panic. So I will be available for you to reach out for support, to say, okay, I'm actually feeling this. I'm very nauseous. I had the smoothie and I threw up this morning. None of that is problematic. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. But for some of you, if that does happen, especially if you throw up, it means that your body is purging a lot and it's purging very fast. So in that instance, definitely let me know. We would need to slow the process down for you. So anytime you feel you're having a symptom that is not within what I've just described here, or if you just need emotional, mental support, even though you know it's supposed to happen, please reach out to me over the weekend. No questions at all, ladies. Everybody's clear on the process. You're all ready for tomorrow. You have your groceries ready. Maybe some things are prepped from tonight. That definitely always helps. You can prep your smoothies as I showed you and freeze them for the whole week. If you like to prep the night before, you can definitely prep the night before. And the celery, as long as you keep it in an airtight jar inside your refrigerator, not in the door because the door is not as cooling. You can keep them up to 24 hours. So that helps you to have things done the night before. So you just have to wake up the morning and just grab them and consume them. You can definitely do that too. All right, ladies, amazing. I want to give you one final reminder about how strong you are as women. And I'm sure you've seen me say this before or write this before, but it's always, always worth repeating. We have Marwa today as the perfect example, right? As women, we do everything that's required of us. Everything required of us as moms, as wives, as daughters, as sisters, everything. In your job, you don't say no to anything. No matter what's happening in your life, you are going to go and take care of your children. You're going to go and take them to the doctor. You're going to go to all the teacher meetings. And then you're going to go to work. When you get to work, if your boss is very demanding and he puts you on this crazy deadline, you do it. You don't say no. You don't give yourself the option even to say no. If there's something that needs to be done for anybody that you love or anything that you are responsible for, the answer is always yes. You are incredibly powerful. And the reason you say yes is because you have the confidence and you know that you're going to follow through on whatever it is you're saying yes to. Except when it comes to your health, ladies, for some reason, we always take a step back. This is too hard. I don't have the time. I have too many other things happening in my life. This feels too stressful. The reality is that your health is something that you can apply the same exact skill sets that you apply in every other area of your life, but nobody has taught you that that's something that you can do. The same way that you jump in and you never say no to anything else that's difficult in your life or any other demand in your life shows you, in case you haven't noticed, is proof that you have the willpower. You have the know-how. You know how to get through stressful situations. You know how to multitask. You know how to help this person and this person and this person and take care of your kids and go home and make food and work out and make the crazy deadline that your boss gave you. You know how to do that and you never refuse. You always say yes and you always do it. So the only little glitch in the system here is that you haven't taken the same exact skill sets that you apply to everything else in your life. You just haven't applied them to yourself and to your health. So you are not missing anything to make this happen tomorrow. You're not missing mindset. You're not missing skill set. You're not missing willpower. You've got it all. So remind yourself if at any point you're feeling wobbly, which is, again, still natural. And that's why I'm telling you this. If you're feeling wobbly, remind yourself of every single thing that you have gone through in your life where you have succeeded when you thought maybe you shouldn't have succeeded or you couldn't have succeeded. Or you ask yourself every single day, how am I going to wake up today and do all the things that I'm supposed to do? And you still do them. Take that skill set and plug it in tomorrow and apply it to yourself and to your health because it's there. You just haven't tapped into it. I can't wait to see all of your results in the next few weeks. I can't wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow morning when you start this journey. Please share with us photos of your juices, of your celery, of your cooking, of your shopping, of your prepping. This is a way for you to also get excited about it. It's a way to create an energy in the group where you can all help each other and get excited and support each other. And excitement is very important, ladies, also because if you start to get wobbly tonight, if you start to get worried, remind yourself that excitement is the feeling that's going to drive this. Confidence and excitement. Remind yourself of how would you feel if tonight I told you you're all going on a trip tomorrow morning. We're all going to go on vacation. We're all going to pack our bags. And we're going to go to the airport and we're going to fly off to wherever your favorite destination is. That feeling, that excitement, if you can tap into that feeling of excitement and anticipation, that will override your critter brain's worry and resistance because it will remind him that this is a fun thing you're going to do. Remember, the critter brain loves for you to always have fun and not really exert any effort and always be doing things that make you feel good. So if you can be excited about what's happening tomorrow, tap into the feeling you have, I can't wait to wake up and go to the airport, but I can't wake up and have my smoothie, that will smother your critter brain because it'll show the critter brain that you're happy and excited and you can't wait to do this. And that will bring down the resistance. So get excited about tomorrow as if you're going on a trip. And it is a journey. So it's very similar. Iman, thank you, Dana, for your encouragement. Truly appreciated. You're welcome. Are any herbal teas okay? Only hibiscus and lemon. So part of the plan is the lemon balm tea and the hibiscus. Those you need to keep. You want to have any additional teas, chamomile, peppermint, sage, what else? Anything that's herbal, that's non-caffeine, yes, you can. You can have as many as you want, but not at the expense of the ones that are part of the plan. Have the ones that are part of the plan in the evening as scheduled, and then during the day, you can have all the other ones. Okay, ladies, let's do this. Share photos, share your energy, share your excitement. I'm with you for the rest of the day, obviously, and I will see you all again tomorrow, same time, same place. And you have got this 100%. Take care, ladies.